Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Beluga Whale, and welcome to Preseason 2016. Now, this is my first official 2016 video. However, if you haven't seen my 2016 first impressions, I recommend you go watch that now. There should be a link on screen now and also in the description. So, in that video, if you remember, I mentioned that new Rageblade looked pretty good, and because of this, Jax might be pretty strong.
But yeah, they made Gunso's Rageblade. All this is literally the exact same. I think this is kind of different. But now, when you stack up to 8 times, you'll gain Gunso's Rage. That's different than it was, or it is right now. I'm pretty sure right now, once you go below 50% health, you get Gunso's Rage. So if you attack somebody 8 times, you'll get Gunso's Rage. And once you have this, your basic attacks deal bonus magic damage on hit equal to 20 plus 50% of your bonus attack damage and 7.5% of your ability power to the target and nearby enemy units. This right here, and this, actually, both of these, this is now Jax's favorite item once again. I don't know how long you guys have been playing the game if you're watching my videos, but I've been playing since before Season 1 started, and this used to be Jax's item. It didn't have Gunso's Rage, it just had this, but Jax got this and Gunblade every single game, and now I think Jax is going to want to get this every game. It gives you a Tiamat passive that scales with your AD and ability power, so it's just great for Jax. Might be good on some other champions, but really just screams Jax.
And the news that I have for you is that Jax is busted right now. Okay, so as for runes, you're going to want to take something like this. I take attack speed quints, attack damage red, armor yellows, and magic resist blues. The magic resist blues and armor yellows are both pretty standard. And then you want attack speed quints because Jax scales really well with attack speed, so it's good to get it here. And then attack damage reds are just going to make sure that your first clear is pretty quick on Jax. Now let's move on to the masteries, because I know you guys, masteries are new, so I'm going to talk through these and help you guys out. So on Jax, you're going to want to take 1812. You take Sorcery instead of Fury. While Jax does scale really well with attack speed, this is really too powerful on Jax to give up. It increases your ability and spell damage, so on this build, all of your third hits with Jax's ultimate or your W are going to be increased by this, and that's just going to be a lot more powerful than a little bit of attack speed. Now you're going to take Double-Edged Sword because you are a melee champion, so Double-Edged Sword is a lot stronger than Feast to have. You're going to take Vampirism. While Natural Talent does have dual scaling, it's still only 10 attack damage, and I guess it's 15 ability power at level 18, and that's not stronger than Vampirism at all. So I recommend you take Vampirism over that. And then we're going to actually take Bounty Hunter. I did say in my first impressions that Oppressor was probably the better mastery, but Bounty Hunter is pretty easy to get on this Jax build just because he's so broken right now. So you might as well take it. You're going to be killing everyone that tries to fight you at all, so it's not going to be too hard to get your Bounty Hunter stacked. Also, the only way Jax has in his own kit to make use of Oppressor is his stun, which doesn't last very long at all. So overall, I just think Bounty Hunter makes more sense on him. And then as for Armor Pin and Magic Pin, you're going to actually split it. You do more physical damage than you do magic damage, so it's better to have 3 points in Bardic Blows and 2 in Piercing Thoughts, and that's about it. And then finally, for the last one, I do take Deathfire Touch. Deathfire Touch scales with both your attack damage and ability power, and this build is hybrid, so it just makes more sense to me to take Deathfire Touch. Forever Battle wouldn't be too bad, but overall, I think Deathfire Touch is just stronger, and then Warlord's Bloodlust, you're not building any crit, so that doesn't make any sense. So I really like these offensive masteries, and then as for the Cunning Tree, you're going to take 5 points in Wanderer, so you can move around the map quicker while you're not jungling and go for ganks. And then we're going to take Runic Affinity, because it makes buff last longer, which includes epic monsters, so this also increases the duration of Rift Herald, if you happen to take that. And your 5 dragon buff will stay on longer, your Baron buff will stay on longer, and your red buff or blue buff will as well. So this is just pretty powerful on junglers to take. And then you're going to put 5 points in Merciless, because this is just Executioner in the new season. And if you're playing someone that you want to kill a lot of champions on, like you need to get Bounty Hunter stacked up, then Merciless is really strong. And then finally, Dangerous Game. It's just as good as it was last season. It's one of the best masteries. Champion kills and assists restore 5% of your missing health and mana. This is what's going to make you not die in team fights. So I really like these masteries. There are some that he benefits from in the resolve tree, but these work very well so far as I've tested, so I recommend you take them. Now, as for item sets, this is the only build that you're going to be getting these days. I am trying to make this video kind of quick, so I'm not going to like talk through everything, but you're going to go with Poacher's Knife or Tracker's Knife Devourer, because Tracker's Knife gives you wards, and Jax can actually jump to wards with his Q, so this is by far the best one to get on him. And then Devourer is going to make it very easy for you to get Gunso's Rageblade Rage, and your ult third hit's going to happen a lot more often if you're sated. So this is the most powerful jungle item to get. You're going to actually buy this first, of course, and then you're going to go straight into Rageblade. This gives lifesteal versus monsters now. It gives you 10% lifesteal. So that's enough for Jax to sustain, period. So you don't actually need to build any lifesteal anytime soon. So you can get Rageblade immediately. Then you're going to get Boots of Swiftness. You don't have to get Boots of Swiftness. You could get Merch Reds, Ninja Tabby, or Swiftness. But they did buff how much movement speed Boots of Swiftness give you. And they lowered the cost. So right now, I think Boots of Swiftness are probably the best to get for junglers, unless if you just absolutely have to have Merc Treads because they have a ton of CC. Next, you're going to get Black Cleaver because at this point, you're going to be really squishy since you haven't built a single health item. So it's good to go ahead and get some health on Black Cleaver. Black Cleaver is also really good on Jax. He does scale pretty well with cooldown reduction, and Shredding Armor is going to help you do more damage. Finally, you're going to get Gunblade so you can get some, well, you'll heal for all of the damage dealt, and at this point, you're going to be doing insane damage, like making Shyvana look like she doesn't do any damage compared to how much damage this build does. So you're going to go Gunblade next, and then finally, once again at this point, you're going to be kind of squishy, so I go ahead and round it off with Warmogs. Warmogs just gives you 850 health, and the thing about Jax is that when you use your ult, you're going to get dual resistances, because his ult gives him armor and magic resist based on his attack damage and ability power, and since you have Gunso's and Gunblade, you're going to have a good bit of attack damage and ability power, so that's going to be enough. While you're ulting, you're going to have enough resistances, so you might as well get some health to complement that. So that's why I finished it off with Warmogs. And yeah, this build has given me incredible success, and I recommend you guys use it, but now we're going to jump into the gameplay. Okay, so here we are loading into the game. And as usual, when you're loading into games, you want to take a look at your team and the enemy team and see where you can gank early. And before I actually jump into that, the reason that borders look like this was still in my Diamond 5 solo queue, even though the season's ended, ranks haven't reset, so it's still Diamond 5. And they just haven't given out new borders yet. So all of these people would have Diamond borders if they had the new borders out, but they actually updated the borders before they released the new ones, which was kind of weird, but it doesn't really matter. I just wanted to go ahead and throw that out in the beginning. So, anyways, as for what you're going to want to do, Jax does have pretty good ganking tools. His Q is a lock-on blink. Well, it's a lock-on leap, I guess. And your E is a easy stun to pull off after that. So, ganking's not that hard on him. As far as my enemy team, they have Twisted Fate mid, who's pretty easy to gank. And they have Rengar top, who, as long as we avoid bushes, he's also pretty easy to gank. And then bot lane has Janna. I don't like ganking Janna lanes because she's very good at just avoiding ganks in general. So as far as what I want to do, I want to gank either top or mid. Now, the thing about Jax is you're going to always start at Krugs no matter what side of the map you're on. So normally in my videos I say that you want to start with your bot lane and get a stronger leash, but Krugs is just a lot better to get first. You're going to get pretty high attack speed because of your passive and because of the runes and masteries you took, and then your E is another stun, so you're going to be stunning a lot whether it's with Krug or your E, and that means you're going to clear the jungle very easily. So I always do start at Krugs, and as you're going to see in this match, it just actually helps me out a lot. But anyways, first items, I get Hunter's Machete and 3 health pots. So the thing about Jax is with the new jungle item, once you upgrade it from Hunter's Machete, you're going to get 10% lifesteal versus monsters, and that is plenty of sustain for Jax to just stay in the jungle all the time. He never has to leave the jungle unless he wants to. So as soon as you upgrade your jungle item, you don't actually need to buy health pots anymore at all. And your first clear, you are going to get kind of low, so it's better to have them here. So before we do this, let me finish talking about this. So I do get 3 health pots. It does provide more sustain than refillable potion on the first time you buy it. And it's just better to get. And then you're never going to buy health potions again, so you might as well get this and not waste an item slot while having refillable potion. So I start Hunter's Machete 3 health pots. And now the thing about Jax is you're going to get your E at level 1, as you can see here, and you're going to, well, let me actually turn off that. So you get your E, and then as you're going to see, I'll go ahead and slow it down and we'll play it. Once the Krugs start attacking me, I turn on my E to dodge their auto attacks, and then once I stun them, which should happen here, alright, you stun them, and then after that, you're going to smite before your next auto attack so that you stun them immediately again. And if you do that properly, that just means the big Krug is going to be stunned for most of the time that you're killing it, and it's going to save you a lot of health. So you haven't even taken any damage until now. So that's just something to note. And then other than that, you're going to get your W at level 2 because it is an auto reset. And while in my videos I do say that auto resets are pretty much the most powerful tool for jungling, Jax is the exception because his E is just way better for clearing your first camp than your W is. So you get your W at level 2, and then I'm just going to go to clearing. Pretty standard stuff. As you can see, I did get kind of low, but I do have 3 health potions for that, and then after you recall, you're never going to get low again. And as you may notice, we haven't actually seen it yet, but my blue is missing. The Nidalee did invade me, and I didn't know she was going to invade. I wasn't really planning on her to invade, but it is just better to start at Krugs on Jax. And another plus side to that is that if I had started at Gromp, see, the Krug stun helps you sustain a lot on your first clear. So if I had started at Gromp, I would have been pretty low going to blue, and while I was doing blue, Nidalee would have easily killed me. So I avoided that cheese by just starting at my Krugs, and now I'm just going to continue on. I'm almost level 4 at this point, so I wanted to try to grab this Scuttle Crab, but unfortunately, Nidalee already had it, so I'm just going to have to back. Now, as you see, I did get Tracker's Knife and no health potions. You don't need health potions, and Tracker's Knife is the best smite on Jax. So, gonna get that and just going back to jungling. Pretty standard stuff right now. You are going Devourer, so you want to get as much gold as you can as quickly as you can, so you can go ahead and buy that Devourer early on. So that's pretty much what I'm working on now. And yep, gonna clear these Raptors, and then in a second we're gonna see Darius is actually being ganked by Nidalee. Yep. And once I see that, I'm gonna run up there because the Rengar is really low. So I figure if Darius can't kill him, then I will. So I'm coming up to try to help. Darius does actually misplay this. If you noticed, he flashed in to where his blade didn't actually hit Rengar, and if you know how Darius's Q works, that means Rengar only took 50% damage instead of full damage, and Rengar would have died if Darius had positioned himself right. But I don't really care. I mean, Darius is dead, but now I'm coming in, and the thing about Jax versus Nidalee is that if Nidalee ever commits to fighting Jax, he will always kill her. But if she just pokes him down until he's super low with her spears, then she might be able to kill him. So knowing that, I'm just going to run in. I am going to actually flash and jump onto this Rengar. And one thing about Jax's combo is that you don't actually use your W at the beginning. You don't use your W before you use your Q. Now, while you can, and your Q will get the extra damage of your W, it's a lot better to do what I'm going to show you. So we'll go ahead and slow it down. And I'm just going to flash land on the Rengar. I'm going to stun him. And then I'm going to get an auto attack off. And then I'm going to use my W for the auto reset. And then if you do that, that's going to give you the best usage out of your W. Using it as an auto reset is going to make it do a lot more damage than if you had it on your leap strike. And then at this point, me and Nidalee both know how it works. If she tries to fight me, she's going to die. So she's going to kind of try to poke me, and then I'm just going to end up leaving because I got no reason to stay. So now it's bad at jungling. Pretty standard stuff. Another thing about Jax that makes him so good is that he can actually dodge the auto attacks that Rift Herald does. And that means he can do it very early. Like, the only other jungler I can think of are the ones that have incredible sustain. So probably Warwick, Nunu, or Fiddlesticks could also do it this early. But other than that, Jax can do it. So I did feel kind of bad about Darius getting ganked. And he also died for first blood. So I do want him to come get this Rift Herald. If he gets this, he's going to win his lane. Pretty much, hands down. So I told him he can come get it. But unfortunately, my Darius was really stubborn. I don't know if he... I was like last pick in this game, so he could have taken jungle if he wanted, but I don't know. He just didn't want to cooperate with me. Okay, so for some reason my Darius didn't want to come get this Rift Herald. And I don't know if I'm repeating myself. I had to pause the recording for a second, but that's okay. So actually my Yasuo is going to come up and do it. And the thing about Jax is that you are pretty squishy at this point because of the runes and masteries you're taking. You don't have any health items yet. So normally I would want to make my top laner tank this. However, Yasuo is a lot more squishy than I am. So if it's me and Yasuo doing it, then I'm going to tank it. But if it's me and a top laner doing it, I would probably make the top laner tank it. And as you probably already know, for Rift Herald, you want one person to stand behind it always. Because once his eye opens, you're going to do 12% of his maximum health to him if you hit him while his eyes open. So Yasuo is going to be behind him, and I'm going to be over here. As you see, Yasuo just did a ton of damage on that one. And as you can also see, I haven't really taken any damage. That's because Jax can dodge it. But now I'm going to start taking damage. And then Yasuo, unfortunately, he doesn't know how Rift Herald works. I do explain it to him after this. Well, actually a little bit later how it works. But if he was still behind it right now, then Rift Herald would have died in probably like a couple more seconds. But now I'm going to have to go behind it. And actually, as you saw there, if you use your auto reset correctly on Jax, you can get a ton of damage on the Rift Herald really quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of back off because I do want the Yasuo to get this last hit. And then I'm going to come in and tank it just so Yasuo doesn't die to it because it was doing a lot of damage to him. And he's going to recall. So at this point, my Yasuo now has Rift Herald, and unfortunately my Darius did die again to the Rengar. He returned kills the Rengar, but honestly, Darius would be doing a lot better if he had cooperated with me. But I don't care. You know, it doesn't matter to me. As far as I'm concerned, I'm doing pretty well at this point. So my whole jungle was up, so I'm going to go ahead and come over to Krugs first. And as you saw, I used my tracker's knife to jump over the wall there. Once again, that's just something you can do. And I should have done this red as soon as it spawned, but I think I was looking across the map to see where I needed to gank. But it's not that big a deal. I'll just do it after Raptors. So just going back to clearing. And as you can tell, I'm actually just gaining life this whole time while in the jungle. I left Rift Herald at about a third life, and then I was just gaining life that whole time. And I did have enough money to purchase my Devourer once I cleared that red, so that's what I'm going to do. And now it's just time to power farm. At this, as I've said before with Devourer junglers, if you can go for a gank and you're going to guarantee get a kill to go for it, then you probably should. But other than that, you're wasting time, and you should just spend the time focusing on getting your stacks. So you're going to see me jungling. I'll just speed it up really fast because the only important thing about Jax is that you use your auto reset correctly. Other than that, it's really standard stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and clear all the jungle that I can. At this point, I did see Nidalee because of this bot board. I knew she also had vision of me. Just the way she was playing, I could tell. So me and her are going to kind of square off in mid. She is baiting me for a TF ult, but... Okay, alright, let's go to this. So, I know I'm on a ward because of the way Nidalee's acting. So I'm going to go ahead and run over here, and then she's going to jump over, and I know Jax very well. If you guys have seen my other video, even though he's not always the best jungler, I do know how to play Jax. So I know that I can kill this Nidalee in a 1v1 very easily if she doesn't spear me. So I'm going to kind of dance around and try to dodge the spear, and then as soon as it goes off, I'm going to jump on her. Now, unfortunately, the Nidalee was baiting me for the TF to come and help her. But I know how to play Jax, and I know that I can 2v1 Nidalee and TF at this point. As you can see, I'm doing insane damage to this Nidalee. So I'm going to go ahead and stun the TF as soon as he comes in and try to finish off the Nidalee. However, she's going to transform and jump away from me, so I'm just going to switch and start hitting the TF. There's no reason for me to get kited by both of them by chasing Nidalee. And I also saw my Alistar was coming. Now the Alistar is going to hit the Nidalee towards me, and that means that she's going to die to me if he gets that headbutt off. But unfortunately, the Nidalee dodges the headbutt with a flash, and then that means they're going to be able to finish me off. If I got the Nidalee kill there, I probably would have lived for the TF one because I do have dangerous game, but unfortunately she had flash. So that's how it turns out. And I think my team does clean up some stuff here. Two things went bad that fight. One, TF ignited me. If he had ignited me, I wouldn't have had a problem at all. And two, Nidalee flashed away from me. So, or to me, I guess. But don't be scared to take fights on Jax. If I had had my flash up, my flash was just about to come up, then I also could have won that fight. So just something to note. Oh, whoops, I skipped ahead way far. Okay, I'm gonna pause it until we catch back up. Okay, so here we're back to right after I died. Sorry about that. I just accidentally clicked on the
you know, if you click on this, it's going to skip ahead. So, anyways, I think my team cleans up some kills here. And then, yeah, as far as I go, I'm just going to try to hurry up and get sated at this point. So I buy my boots, and I'm going to go back to my jungle. I do want to get this dragon, because as you probably know, dragon's 5 stacks onto sated. And if I can go ahead and get it, I'm just going to get sated a whole lot quicker. Now, unfortunately, I think the enemy team had this warded. I did clear one of their wards, but I guess they had a ward in the back of the pit too. So I'm going to go ahead and start the dragon. The TF shoots over his card, so at the point I know that it's warded. However, I'm still going to try it a little bit just because I clear it really quickly, so if the enemies don't respond, I can still kill it. However, they are coming up on my Lucian, so I'm going to go ahead and back off a little bit. And then at this point, right. Well, hold on. So I'm going to do a little more damage, and then once I see the enemies are coming, I'm going to back off. And now the enemies actually misplayed this. So they should have walked up here and just gone on Lucian, but they're going to walk straight towards me, and what that means is that Dragon's going to start hitting them. And Vayne does not have nearly enough health to be tanking auto attacks from Dragon. As you can see, it's just going to be tearing her up. TF2, he throws his stun card at it, but it's not like you can stun Dragon, so he's going to take another hit. And now they've taken enough damage to where we can fight them safely. So the Alistar is going to headbutt the Vayne in, and I'm going to go ahead and try to jump on her. She does flash away from my stun, but I'm going to go ahead and flash over just because I saw how low this Lucian was, and I didn't want him to die to the Vayne. And that actually turned into me getting the kill with my stun. I didn't really anticipate that, but I don't really care that that happened either. You know, I'm fine with taking kills, but it wasn't what I had in mind. So now now we're just going to run away from this TF because he does have double buffs and he's doing a little bit of damage. So let me turn off chat. It's supposed to be off already, but whatever. Okay, now we're going to go back to jungling and just pretty standard stuff. We're in the jungle. I don't actually know why I'm dropping frames like that. I think it's going to quit in a minute. I'm sorry that's been dropping frames recently. I think it's just the new patch is interacting weird with my recording system. I use Baron replays, and yeah, I don't know why it does say 60 FPS, but it's dropping some frames here and there, but that's okay. Anyways, as far as what I'm going to do, I was really low after that fight, but as I said, Jax has incredible sustain, so I can just go back to jungle. It's no problem. You do want to kill small raptors first before you clear the big one, if you don't already know. That just makes it a lot easier, and yeah. Just back to jungling now. My Darius is dying again to a gank, but I don't really care about that. At this point, I am just full on trying to get sated. The Nidalee is trying to chase me down, but I do use my tracker's knife to jump to a ward, and I'm just going to walk away from her. I don't know. Nidalee, if I had had half health, I could have killed Nidalee. It was a little too low since she has an execute on her kit fighter. And then my Yasuo is getting into a fight here, and I back off, and then he flashes in as soon as I back off. So unfortunately, that just means I'm not going to be able to help him at all. My flash is on cooldown, and I run in to try to clean up the TF after him, and then me and him just both die. The Yasuo didn't see me back off, I guess, when he went in. And then luckily my team's going to be able to clean up the Nidalee kill, so it's not all that bad. But just a little miscommunication of solo queue between me and Yasuo. Now I'm going to be working towards that Rage Blade, like I said. It doesn't really matter if you get Pickaxe or Blasting Wand first. Blasting Wand does cost a little less than Pickaxe, so if you can only afford it, that's fine. But if you can afford both, Pickaxe is a little bit better. So I go ahead and buy the Pickaxe, and now I'm just going to be jungling for sated. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Let's see. They just killed my Lucian, and then TF's recalling on a ward. And I let the Alistar know I'm going to kill him. And I use my W first, and then auto tag him once. So that's what I was saying earlier. If they're pretty much going to die from your jump, then you can use your W first. But if they're not going to die from it, you should just save your W. But now we're going to finally get this dragon. That means I'm going to get a free 5 stacks for my kit. And yeah, just going back to jungling, clearing everything that I can. I do have 18 stacks on sated, so I'm not that far away. And it is actually pretty early. I don't know about the new season. It should be about the same as last season though. If you've watched my videos, you know that I say that 20 minutes is a good time to shoot for to be sated before them. But of course, if you're getting dragons or rift heralds like I am, then
it's going to be pretty easy to get sated before that. Now, at this point, I thought I could solo the Rift Herald, but he does way too much damage on his auto attacks for me to do that, and my solo laners were busy, so just going to leave him alone, go back to jungling. Once again, I was really low, but Jax's sustain is so much that it doesn't really matter. If you're low health, you're going to be fine. So as you can see, I didn't even have to dodge any of the red buff's auto attacks there, and I still kill it very easily. So just clearing, let's see. Okay, at this point, Rengar was full health, but I just had a feeling that somebody was at Rift Herald because they got in a fight here, and then we couldn't see anyone. So I figured they were at Rift Herald. I'm gonna ward this to see if Rengar's coming. He definitely is, and then I'm gonna walk over here and try to stop them from doing this Rift Herald. So I'm just gonna mess with the Nidalee. If I stun her in between me and Rift Herald and he hits her, then I can kill her. However, the Rift Herald resets at the very last second, just to spite me, I guess, and then that means that I'm not going to be able to kill the Nidalee, and I am going to die. And just as a note, doesn't appear that I've been that OP so far, but as a spoiler, I don't die again this game, so the more you know, I guess. Yeah, like I said, if Rift Herald had hit Nidalee, I would have killed her and probably would have died to Rengar either way, but unfortunately, Rift Herald just reset right then. So, going back to jungling, I did finish my Rage Blade and I have Swiftness Boots now. So all that means is that I'm going to be sated very quickly because now with this bonus movement speed, I can get around the map really quickly, and with Rage Blade, I'm going to kill stuff very quickly. So I do kill my wolves because they were just the first camp I was going to do, and my bot lane gets ganked by 4. So they're all going to die, and then I'm just going to go back to jungling. No huge big deal. They do, this Vayne looks like she's going to try to take the turret, and I'm level 11 with a Rage Blade. I'm not sated yet, but I still do plenty of damage to take out any AD carry in the game. So Vayne's going to actually underestimate me. As soon as she saw me, she should have flashed away if she had it. But she doesn't care. I'm going to flash onto her, and then I'm going to stun her. I'm going to auto attack. I'm going to use my auto reset. I'm going to hit her once more. That's going to be the 3rd hit from my ult. And then she's just dead from there. At that point, even if she had flashed or healed, she would have died. So she should have flashed as soon as she saw me come around the corner. And then now I'm going to clear all the minions off of the turret. If Nidalee tries to fight me, I will kill her very easily. So pretty much as soon as you get your Rage Blade, you've hit a huge power spike on Jax. So now I'm going to clear this turret. Nidalee did kill my Scuttle Crab, unfortunately, so I'm not going to be able to get it to get the easy sated. So since my whole jungle's dead and I know that Scuttle Crab just got cleared, I'm just going to keep clearing this lane because it's gold and none of this other stuff is up for me to clear. I do check if the Krugs are up. They're not. There was a pink ward here. I'm going to clear it, and then yeah, just gonna go try to get sated now. Luckily, these raptors spawn right when I'm passing by them, and then with them, once I clear my whole jungle, that means that I'm sated. However, my mid laner and my support are going for the Rift Herald, so I'm just gonna come over here and help them with it. I just wanted the assist on my Devour, pretty much. That's why I came to help them. And we do give it a Yasuo again, because as I've said before, Rift Herald is a lot better on a laner than it is on a jungler, especially if I'm trying to jungle to finish my sated. So I clear this. I am sated from that. And I am going to go ahead and clear my Krugs before I back, just because they're up and I don't want to leave them up for too long. So I clear them. Oh yeah, and then I come top because... So Rengar actually knows how strong I am. I think he was the only enemy that knew how powerful Jax is. So he's... You would think that a Rengar would jump on me with this low health of a turret, but he knows better. So he's going to just try to harass me a little bit. I think he does ult to act like he's going to jump on me, but me and him both know that he can't kill me. So I'm going to go ahead and try to clear these minions because I didn't want my turret to die. And I do ult because while I know that I can beat Rengar, I still don't need to play it stupid. So if Rengar's going to jump on me, I want to already be ulted before he gets any damage on me. But as you can see, he walks away. Pretty sure he knew I could kill him. He might have thought he was getting ganked, but he would have died to me. He would have died very easily. So now I'm going back. I am going to be building that Black Cleaver next, like I said, because you want to get some health on your kit so you're not so squishy. And then now I'm going to go do the Dragon just because my team's busy. And no, I'm actually going to help my Lucian. So let's see. My team was sieging bot while I was top playing with Rengar.
and the Alistar roams up, and then that just means Lucian's in a bad spot. But I knew that I could save Lucian. As you saw, I can kill Vayne in like 1 second, 1 or 2 seconds. So if I can just get on her, he's going to be fine. I go ahead and start my E before I jump, because remember, you can't immediately reactivate it. So it's a lot better to start with your E than it is to jump in and then use your E. And then after that, Vayne's just going to die. I do actually kill her because of the sated hit. And then Jan is going to pretend like she's running away, but we have Alistar here now, so Jan is dead too. I go ahead and give that one to Lucian because Alistar actually took the first 2 kills in lane, and then Lucian, he has 4 assists. You know, so AD carries shouldn't have that many assists, so I go ahead and give it. And then I'm going to start on this dragon. As you can see, this is real time. I'm not speeding this up at all, and I'm just killing this dragon in about 6 seconds, I would say. So that alone should be a testament to how much damage Jax does. Once you get sated and you have Rage Blade, nobody can fight you. I could probably 1v3 at this point, just depending on if my enemies have a ton of CC or not. Based on this enemy team, I definitely could. So anyways, going back to jungling, we have a Yasuo mid, so I am going to give this blue to my Lucian because once again, he was kind of behind and I'm really far ahead, so I might as well give it to him to help him. Also, with the new jungle item, Jax has no mana problems at all in the jungle. He didn't have mana problems before, but you did kind of have to watch it. But now with the new mana regen, you can just spam all your spells. So, going back to clearing, just getting some gold to finish my Black Cleaver and hopefully get parts of my Gunblade. Because the reason I'm not going for fights right now, like I will fight someone if they come up on me. But I would rather wait till I have some sustain to where I know that I win a fight. Now the enemy team is chasing my Alistar here, and I think Alistar's going to hit the Nidalee towards me. So that means that I'm going to be able to probably kill this Nidalee. However, she's going to... No, I am going to kill her. She's dead. And then Alistar's running away from this Vayne. Alistar's doing the best he can. It would have been a little bit better for me if he had just died next to me, so I could have jumped on the Vayne afterwards, but he thought he might be able to live. If Yasuo had roamed straight down, he probably could have saved him, so whatever. The Vayne's going to actually... So, I killed the Nidalee. And then the Vayne's going to pretend like she can fight me. We had the Yasuo coming down, so I know as soon as Yasuo revealed this, I knew Vayne was in this push. She's going to auto me and then stun me against the wall, but I don't care, you know. She's going to damage me some. I could have even taken that 3rd hit and still been fine, but I go ahead and dodge it because, you know, I'm Jax. I get to dodge stuff. And then I'm just going to kill her. So, I know the Vayne's a very squishy target, so it's not that impressive that I can kill her, but I still am killing her in like 4 auto attacks, so pretty strong. I go ahead and buy my Black Cleaver, and I get a Vamp Scepter and a Longsword. So the thing about the jungle item is it does give you 10% lifesteal versus monsters. So jungling, you're fine, but in fights against champions, you don't have any lifesteal. So I go ahead and buy the Longsword. It doesn't really matter, once again, if you buy Longsword or if you buy the Hextech Revolver first, but as far as me, I would rather have the Longsword, just because you do auto-attack a lot. So now I'm going back to jungling, just farming up, as I said. Pretty standard stuff. And then my team gets kind of caught out bottom, and TF is recalling with like no health, and Lucian sees that. Lucian can't approach TF by himself, but once I come to cover Lucian, he starts ulting, and then he does actually kill the TF with that. And then here, I'm going to walk into lane. Now that I have this Vamp Scepter and Black Cleaver, I am very confident in my Jax right now. I know that my Jax can kill anyone who tries to fight me. So I go about looking for some CS. The Vayne actually did auto me, so I'm seeing if she does want to fight. The Nidalee was around. I saw the Nidalee, but I don't care. I know I can 2v1. So I'm gonna jump on this Nidalee here. You're gonna use your E before you jump, remember, so you stun him as soon as you land, and then you're gonna use your auto reset. Make sure you use it properly. And with sated, that means you're going to probably hit him twice already with your ult passive. And then I'm just going to kill her. I'm going to flash on her so make sure she dies. Then Janna's out of place, so I'm going to jump on this Janna. As you can see, I'm just doing insane damage. It is a Janna, but she's dead. And then Ringo's going to come up to try to clean me up, I guess. But I'm going to kill him before Lucian even comes close. So, as you can see, it's just... I can't stress this enough, how much damage Jax does with this build. It's just so easy. And then, so one thing I want to say is that I think Master Yi has been running a build pretty similar to this because he has a lot of attack speed, but Jax is a stronger champion than Master Yi. Jax can gank better than Master Yi, Jax's ult gives him tank stats in a fight that Master Yi doesn't have access to. And Jax actually scales with the Rage Blade. Master Yi only gets it to use it as an on-hit effect. But as in terms of attack speed, once you get sated, Jax pretty much attacks as much as Master Yi would anyways. So overall, I know a lot of people think Master Yi is completely broken with Rage Blade, but he's nothing compared to Jax. Jax is the best carry jungler in the game right now, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna nerf this, but I'm just trying to get this video out to you guys as soon as possible so you can have as much fun as I have had with it, because that 3v1 wasn't even the craziest thing that happens this game. So I'm gonna go mid. My Darius was a little bit overextended, but once the enemy team sees me, they know they gotta run. And then something kind of funny happens here. The Janna ults me over the turret, and then the Vayne E's me. And that doesn't hit me until I'm already over the turret. So I got pushed like all the way back here. And then I was gonna leave the fight, but Darius is gonna go ahead and fight. So I'm gonna try and come around and help him flank. I thought the Vayne was gonna run down here, but she doesn't. She runs back to her turret. And the Darius almost kills her anyways. And then I'm not gonna turret dive him, so. It was just unfortunate that Janna threw me over that turret, and then I was just completely out once Vayne hit me. And another thing about Jax is that he kills turrets very quickly. You actually can use your auto reset on structures, as you might see me use here. I don't even know if I do it on this inhibitor, but oh, I did. I just didn't actually notice it. But you can use auto resets on structures, same way you use them on jungle camps. Just as soon as your one auto ends, you activate it, and then you'll have another auto, and you're gonna clear turrets really quickly. I'm gonna go to this dragon, and once again, we'll just do this in one speed, just to see how fast I clear it. Once you're sated in Rage Blade, it's insane. This is insane. You can solo Baron once you buy Gunblade, which I do have, so I think I am gonna be pressuring the Baron kind of soon. Get my Yasuo to help me, but I could have soloed it. Like, you'll see, I'm not even using Yasuo's wall. I do ult just to make sure that I'm like full life, in case the enemies contested this, but since we do have an inhibitor, I doubt they're going to contest it, and then me and Yasuo are just clearing the Baron. So, it's just insane. Jax is absolutely absurd right now with these items. And I didn't have PBE access, and I did think of this items as soon as I started playing Jax, but somebody else might have thought of it first. I don't know. I didn't look up anything, because I know Jax well enough to build a efficient item build on him. So, just use this build. I just highly recommend this build. That's all I'm trying to say. I would credit someone if I got it from someone else, but I made this up myself. Whether somebody also made this up at the same time, I wouldn't doubt that, because this build is very strong. So, you know, a smart person would think of it. But, you know, I thought of this. Anyways, I'm going top because I have Baron buff, and I was hoping with Baron my team would be able to push efficiently, and then as you saw, I can already 1v3. At this point, I'm not sure how many it takes to kill me, so I'm going to go split push, but unfortunately my team does die mid. And I see that the enemies are kind of acting like they want to stop Darius, so I'm going to go ahead and approach this turret. And then the enemy Vayne is trying to clear the minions. TF comes in to try to stun me. Alright, sorry. Let's, did TF auto attack? I guess TF did. That might be a glitch, because I think Jax is still supposed to be stunned with the TF. I don't know. Even if I got stunned there, it wouldn't matter, because the Vayne's going to E me away anyway, so I don't get a stun on anyone. Now, since I didn't get a stun on anyone, I want to go ahead and back off until I can stun someone. The Vayne's going to get a lot of kiting damage on me, and it does look like I'm going to die here, but as soon as I get to make use of this bush and my E's up, I'm going to go ahead and jump on TF. Or Vayne. I think it's Vayne here. Yeah, I want to jump on the middle target so I can try to stun all three. And I do stun the Vayne and TF. I use my auto reset correctly on the Vayne. She's already dead. I'm going to go ahead and switch to TF because he's the easiest target. But once I see that he's kiting me back and Nidalee's here, I'm going to kill her. Nidalee's dead. TF knows at this point that he's dead. So he's going to try to run away. He doesn't pull the gold card quick enough. He's dead. Janna comes in to try to save TF. TF's already dead. I'm going to jump on the Janna. She's dead. 1v4 quadra kills. So, as you can see, that's actually what ends the game. And, while I did snowball this game, every single game has been like this on Jax. If you use your leap in auto reset properly, and you have, Rage Blade, you're just gonna do so much damage it doesn't matter. So, like I said, Master Yi's good, but he's got nothing on Jax. Master Yi can be CC'd down and killed, but if the enemy tries to CC you down on Jax, you can just ult before that, and then they're not going to be able to kill you that easily because of the way his ult works. So, overall, just please play Jax. He's so good right now, and he's so much fun to play, and I just highly recommend him. Some other things to note, I do have a Twitter now, if you guys haven't noticed. I've been saying it in the description of videos, and there will be a link in this description if you want to go to it, or you can just go to my channel and see it there. I'm kind of new to Twitter, so I'm not going to be posting that much, but it does automatically post like YouTube channel updates. So if you guys are interested in following me, that would be cool. And also, no, I guess that's it. I just wanted to say something about the Twitter, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.